DuPont innovation lowers LCOE by increasing cell efficiencies and system lifetime while reducing total system cost. Materials matter.
That is, for me, the show of industry.
Hello and welcome to this week's newscast. The headlines this week: the European Commission imposes heavy duties on Chinese solar manufacturers, SunPower have effectively sold out for 2013, and flexible solar module manufacturing strategies are building momentum. The European Commission is expected to impose heavy duties on Chinese solar manufacturers, sources close to the investigation tell PV Tech. The average duty figure is said to be 47%. There's also a ban for those companies that have cooperated with the investigation, which is expected to be set at 37.2%, but some could rise to as high as 67.9%. It should be noted that the preliminary duties are to be published in the official journal of the European Union in the next 4 weeks. The Alliance for Affordable Solar Energy, or AFASI, said in a statement after rumours circulated that the Commission would impose tariffs that duties as low as 15% would be enough to destroy 85% of the EU's PV demand. Over 450 solar companies supporting AFASI therefore welcome a solution that avoids price increases, taking into account the interests of the EU upstream and downstream solar industry. Several major PV energy providers have released first quarter results in the last week, including SunPower, which revealed that demand exceeded its ability to supply product and services. The company reported that it had exceeded revenue, gross margin and earnings forecast for the first quarter of 2013, while generating significant free cash flow of $216 million, including lease financing, which was sold out in the quarter. SunPower noted that due to several massive PV power plant projects in full swing in the US, strong demand for lease financing rooftop business in America, and ongoing PV module partnership success in Japan, which is set to continue for 2013, it was sold out for the year. Management noted that its project development business was on course to provide $3.5 billion in revenue and approximately $1 billion in gross margin from 2013 through to 2016. Europe had been the weakest link for over a year, yet management said that business was stabilising in the region and sales would focus on France, Germany and Italy in 2013. Struggling Suntech Power Holdings has released full-year financial results for 2012, which indicate that the PV manufacturer continued to generate losses last year. Suntech reported preliminary fourth quarter 2012 revenue of approximately $358 million, a sequential decline of 8% according to the company. Revenues in the same quarter of 2011 were $629 million. Suntech also reported a preliminary full-year revenue of approximately $1.6 billion, a decline of 48% when compared to 2011. Suntech shipped approximately 1.8 gigawatts of PV products in 2012, which is in line with prior guidance. Gross margin was negative by approximately 1.4% according to the company. Suntech reported a net loss from operation in 2011 of $633 million and on sales of $3.1 billion, with product shipments of 2 gigawatts. The leading PV energy provider, First Solar, also reported first quarter results, with a revenue of $755 million, a decrease of $320 million from the fourth quarter of 2012, but slightly exceeding the top range of guidance. The company reported a gross profit of $169.3 million, up from $76.7 million in the previous quarter. Full-year revenue guidance was reiterated at between $3.5 and $4 billion. Module shipments were expected to be in the range of 1.8 to 2.2 gigawatts. Following SunPower's sold-out situation, First Solar said it was fully allocated to the end of the third quarter. Its PV project pipeline is said to have hit 5.5 gigawatts, but only 3.1 gigawatts was made up of booked pipeline. All major market research firms seem to agree on Yingli Solar becoming the top module producer for the first time in 2012, as well as the top cell manufacturer, as the latest rankings compiled by GTM Research confirm. Yingli managed to oust Suntech Power, the reigning champion for the past 2 years, from the #1 spot. GTM Research notes that 11 companies featured on both top 15 lists and suggested that the integrated cell module manufacturing model is still in favour. The company also noted that the top 15 lists were dominated by PV producers from mainland China. There were 9 Chinese firms in the top 15 ranking for cell production and 11 Chinese firms in the module list.
Success is twofold. One is on the production side, and one is obviously the route to market side. We have certainly invested in finding new markets as they emerge, and as we can get a foothold in them. Some markets are clearly easier to get going with than others. We've just focused on what we do well and getting to scale and doing everything as right as we possibly can across our production facilities.
Citing improved margins against very tight capital expenditure control, PV module manufacturers are increasingly outsourcing part of their production needs, benefiting the likes of Flextronics, Jabal Circuits and JA Solar, according to a new report from IHS. According to the IHS Solar Integrated PV Market Tracker, China's JA Solar and Singapore-based Flextronics achieved the fastest growth amongst the top 10 PV module manufacturers in 2012. JA Solar was said to have almost doubled its production of modules last year to 950 megawatts, a 96% increase from 490 megawatts in 2011. Pure-play subcontractor Flextronics increased its production to 900 megawatts, a gain of over 60% in 2011 when production reached 540 megawatts, according to IHS. Both companies featured in the top 10 rankings for just module production in 2012. But it is not only Flextronics that is benefiting from the latest trend to adopt flexible manufacturing strategies. Jabal Circuit is rumoured to be the subcontractor for Rene Solar, which recently announced it would outsource around 300 to 400 megawatts to meet customer requirements in Europe. IHS noted that the OEM business sector is expected to grow at an above-average rate. OEM shipments in 2012 were said to have increased by 51%, whereas total shipments increased by just 21%, though it was not certain how long the trend to outsourcing would last should major producers increase capital spending for next year, as many are becoming sold out for 2013. Well, that's it from us for this week. We'll see you for the next newscast in a fortnight, and in the meantime, make sure you keep up to date with all the very latest PV and solar news via our Twitter feed. Thanks.